Hot Springs Village Inside Out is a closer look at the greatness of Hot Springs Village, Arkansas and the surrounding areas. People, places, experiences. Hot Springs Village is one of the most beautiful places on earth. Join me, Randy Cantrell, and my co-host Dennis Simpson as we engage in weekly conversations to explore Hot Springs Village Inside Out. Today's show is brought to you by Central Arkansas's favorite radio station, KVRE. Find them on the dial at 92.9 FM. Stream them live at kvre.com. Today's show is brought to you by RE/MAX of Hot Springs Village. The award-winning RE/MAX of Hot Springs Village is the largest real estate office inside the village with over 30 full-time agents and support staff. Visit them to learn more about this beautiful place to solve your real estate needs. Call them at 1-800-364-9007. Find them online at explorehsv.com. They are RE/MAX of Hot Springs Village at 1-800-364-9007 or online at explorehsv.com. HSV Inside Out is also brought to you by Ike Eisenhower State Farm. Ike and his award-winning team have been serving the insurance needs of folks all around Hot Springs Village since 1998. Ike has qualified for State Farm's President's Club, Chairman's Circle, and Hot Springs Village Insurance Agent of the Year. Call Ike Eisenhower State Farm today at 501-984-4100. That's 501-984-4100. Find them online at ikeeisenhower.net. Call them today for all your insurance needs because, like a good neighbor, Ike Eisenhower State Farm is there.
Dennis Simpson here. Oh, the times they are a-changin', aren't they? The weather's changing. It's getting different really quick. I mean, really quick. As you can tell, I'm in Ultra 4K, but as Randy says, he and I both are better in standard definition most times. That's what we need to do. We're better a little blurry. The reason why I'm coming to you today is because I'm asking for a favor. You know that we produce 2 podcast shows a week. We have Hot Springs Village Inside Out, and then we have a lesser show, a more local show, concerts, events, stuff like that. And then we try to have a big video production every week, like on a Friday. But we also do something else you may or may not know about, and that is I have a show called HSV Radio, and it started out as HSV Inside Out Radio, but it plays on the weekends on KVRE 92.9, our great media sponsor friends. And the fact of the matter is that not everybody can listen at that hour on the weekend, right? So what we've done is that we've cut them into podcast shows. So a podcast show is very simply just a recording on the web that you can hit play and listen to it at any time. It's very, very simple, and it's a great little tool. The problem is that I have hundreds of listeners, but not many subscribers. So I need to show you how to subscribe. So if you'll see on the screen that we have right here, it shows the podcast format, and you can click and see all the shows that we have at HSV Inside Out Radio. And on the right-hand side, it says subscribe. You say, Dennis, I don't want to get any more spam. No. It doesn't work that way. You will simply be notified once a week when a new show comes out. If we do 2 shows a week, you might get 2 notifications. But anyway, it's just a notification. It's not a nag. It's not a email. It's nothing like that. It's just a little pop-up in Spotify or whatever your music tool is that you watch or listen to podcasts with. And it simply makes a note that you'll get that share. You'll get that show. Now, let's go a little further into this. There's one more thing we need to talk about, and that is likes and shares. Now, you have seen, if you consume digital media, you have seen for years people say, don't forget to like and share. What does that mean? And why? Why does that mean anything? Well, as you can see on this post I made on Facebook a few weeks ago, I made a simple post. It was a funny post about a funny restaurant that had a little sign out front, not a stripper bar. Okay, got it, right? And I didn't think anything about it. Yeah, as of this morning, that one simple post has more than 35,000 views. 35,000! You say, Dennis, how does this happen? Look over to the right-hand side. Do you see there where it says shares? The number may have changed, but it was over 15 shares last time. So if somebody like myself that has a lot of followers, a lot of friends, I take something and share it, all of my people have the opportunity to share it. And you've heard the term going viral. That's all this means. And what we need, if you don't mind, if you like something, in particular on HSV Inside Out, share it. Share it to all your friends. They may find it humorous. They may find it interesting. They may want to go on the donkey trail too. All that to say, we've got a lot of great shows coming up. We're in beautiful Ultra 4K now. I don't look like Satan anymore. Well, at least with my lighting. And we're still beautiful here from the shores of Lake DeSoto. And we really, really sincerely appreciate each and every one of you. I can't say this enough. 3+ years ago, Randy Cantrell contacted me and said, would you be interested in doing a podcast show? And doing 2 shows a week for the last 3 years plus, over 300 shows. I got news for you. I have learned more about this village than I ever could have imagined. And you say, well, Dennis, you knew a lot about the village. Yeah, but I hadn't interviewed Tom Alt, the guy that redirected and drew out all these golf courses in Hot Springs Village, all 9 of them. I hadn't talked to the engineers. I hadn't talked to Kelly Hale. I hadn't talked to Christy Bennett. I had no idea she was a local girl that grew up here before and then moved back, and this was her dream. Todd Knowles. I can go on and on and on. The people we've been able to interview, Jerry Sally, just the entertainers, the local people, that have such a story to tell. In case you haven't put it together yet, we did a show recently about the Coronado Golf Course and how they're having a tournament. Well, I interviewed 2 guys that had tangentially known each other just recently in the last 6 to 8 months. One of them's a marshal that works on the Coronado course. The other one was leading up the tournament. They both were from Wisconsin, within 5 miles of each other. Now, hadn't lived in the same city or town at the same time, because one had moved here 25 years ago and one's moved here in the last 18 months. But the commonality is just amazing. The number of people that move here, their stories, how they got here. I'll tell you, and to be very frank, I do a lot of these shows, and Randy does a lot of these shows, but guess what? Randy's stories about how he moved here to the village are some of the top ranked and watched shows that we ever have. You can read a quick list of the things that how it's changed Randy and Rhonda's life. Randy makes note that moving from Texas or Dallas area to here, insurance and taxes have saved him over $22,000 a year. Not a fire sale insurance company and a no. Par, just share to share, has saved him $22,000. We talk with the Castleberries about what the cost of new construction is, about $200 to $220 a foot for the beautiful homes they build. We talked with Brandon and at Renaissance and Pat, talking about building smaller homes. We have more shows coming up on that soon. But I tell you what, just over my shoulder, you see the lake back here. I'm trying to get my hand in the frame so I can show you right back here. You see back behind me here, about 15 to 20 miles back that way, is the Washita National Forest. And the part of the Washita National Forest that we're looking at right now, back up over these hills, is near Fork Mountain, and it's actually near the Flatside Wilderness area. And the number of people that have told me, man, I would love to drive through that Flatside Wilderness area. You're not listening. It's wilderness. They have no roads. When Diane and I hike in there, number 1, we have no cell phone coverage at all. Number 2, we make sure to tell somebody where we're going and when we'll be back-ish. But we went to the Fork Mountain area, flew the drone around, got some incredible photography, and then we flew it back over about a mile over to I don't know if you would even call it a pond. It's a flowstone, I guess, mini lake. One of the creeks out of the mountains, the high mountains that collect tons of rainwater, it pours down this beautiful granite gully. It comes down to a flowstone and just spreads out over this flowstone and fills up a beautiful pool, a pond, I don't know, half acre, I don't know, it's beautiful. And then from there it flows on out down past the Fork Mountain. It is a beautiful, beautiful place. Diane and I were talking about this the other day. She said, I don't know if you know this, but when you're there, you don't speak very loudly. And I thought about that and I said, you're right. I don't. And I had no reason to think about that until I really thought it over, because there's nothing to disrupt you. There's no planes going overhead. There's no contrails. There's no phones ringing. There's no beeping, no messages. It's just you, your beautiful wife, the puppy, gorgeous nature, and it's quiet. It's quiet. You don't hear trucks going up and down the road. You don't hear anything. And I told Diane afterwards, I realized what it was. It's because when we hike up into the wilderness area and it's just us and we're alone and it's quiet, I feel like I'm in church. It's a holy, reverential place. It's a special place. It's a very, very, very special place. We tell our guests that stay with us here at our Airbnbs about this time of year to look for the Magellanic Cloud. Dennis, what's that? About this time, late summer, early fall, the sky will go pitch oblique dark, just dark, dark, dark. And there will look like there's just this line of fog. And you can look up in the evening sky, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night, and have all the lights down and have it very, very easy to see and let your eyes adjust. And the more you look, you realize the fog is not a fog. It's tens of hundreds of thousands of stars. It's basically our part of the Milky Way we can see on end, and it's kind of like a fried egg on the flat side that we would cut through it and look at it this way. And if you want to be humbled and you want to feel small, yeah, that would be the way to do it. The reason that the Magellanic Cloud shows here is because we don't have a whole lot of light pollution. 1.7 million acres of national forest back here blocks out a lot of light pollution. It's a unique place. I encourage you to take a drive up and down Highway 7, leave the gate here on the west side, just drive north, go up toward the Russellville, Petit Jean, Dardanelle area, which are beautiful in their own selves. Petit Jean, yeah, I think we see a show coming with that. With the Ultra 4K cameras we have now, and with the drone, yeah, it's a excuse begging to be pleaded to do a show about Petit Jean. But all that to say, from Hot Springs Village, from Jessieville up to Dardanelle, Porsche calls that one of the top 10 drives in North America. Now, why would Porsche call that one of the top? Oh, because it's curvy and fun and fast and gorgeous. It's really beautiful. It's really beautiful. Well, thanks for listening. I wanted to encourage you to, if you would, subscribe to the podcast. I'll show you how to do that in the little link below. And then if you like and share, just understand the power you have there. I mean, a very simple post about a cat restaurant, 35,000 hits on our Inside Out page. You're doing us a favor. As Mr. Randy would say, you want to share the love? Just hit that share button. Just hit that like button or tell your friends. Dennis Simpson, Hot Springs Village Inside Out. Have a great week. Thanks.
Thanks for watching and listening to Hot Springs Village Inside Out, a weekly podcast starring Hot Springs Village, Arkansas. Visit the website at hotspringsvillageinsideout.com.